Self-sacrifice is not love. It's not. And I know that you and I have been taught to believe that if you love somebody, you put them first, you give your very best, and you do everything you can see to do so that they know that they're loved. At least I did. Let me put it like that. And I want you to be very clear. I'm not saying there's something lacking in you or there's something wrong with that, except that I believe, based on my lived experience, that we have it categorized wrong. And it has cost us. At least it has cost me. I have spent my life in recovery in some way, shape, or form, right? And as I ground my identity in God, okay, literally grounding everything that I know inside of my relationship to God, it is a profound awakening. Some people will say revelation. I'll take it any way I can get it. But different things are starting to arise, and I'm sharing them with you in hopes that it will feed you, it will support you, it will guide you, and it will empower you in your quest to be whole, complete, and perfect, which is what you were designed for. So, I'm listening to this book by Sarah Jakes Roberts. It's called Lost and Found. And it is blowing my brain apart. It is blowing my brain apart. It's because she was a teen mom. I don't have a baby. I'm not a teen mom. All right. I was on the streets, but I can't have children. But she's talking about her life. And she's making some really valid points around feeling inadequate. Now, she doesn't say it that way. That's my language, not her language. But as I listened to her talk, she was talking about her father and her mother and how she made some choices and how her mother came to her rescue to support her, right? And as I was listening to this word, she was talking about her mother came and got her. That her mother sent her uncle to come. She said, no matter what you do, bring my baby back. Bring my baby home. And it reminded me of the prodigal son. But I remember when I was reading listening to that section, I remember a moment with my birth mother. Okay? Now, my birth mother did not want to have me. She wanted to abort me. And my birth father stopped her. So that's how that went. But then she had to have me. Okay? Long story short, I was born and I was raised to know that I should not have been born. And had circumstances been different, I would not be here. And I remember her saying to me some version of, I'm giving you to God. But the way she said it was like a throwaway. Okay? And in my young brain, I felt like she had spiritually, energetically thrown me to the wolves. Okay? Now, separate from all of the violence I was raised in and being an unprotected child, that's a different conversation. All right? But this is the thing. When I was reading Sarah Jakes' book, and she said in her book that her mother said to her uncle, bring my baby home, I realized I've been trying to get back home my entire life. I have been trying to get back home to a safe haven inside of somebody's love that would protect me. Okay? And I never connected it to that statement. But what I realized was that every person I have ever loved, I have been trying to prove that I'm worth keeping by virtue of my sacrifice. Do you see? Like whether it was time, money, energy, access, availability, support, encouragement, presence, it didn't matter to me. Because in my mind, if I loved you the right way, you would want to keep me. And I didn't attach it to, my mother said, I'm giving you to God, right? And so when I look at my entire life, and then especially my marriage, when I look at everything, I can see that my self-sacrifice under the auspices of love wasn't love at all. It was payment. It was my way of buying appreciation, buying loyalty, buying inclusion and acceptance. Because I didn't want to get thrown away again. And I realized that the way that God works, God takes the ones of us who've been thrown away and he brings us back home to ourselves. So God brought me back home to me. And so it's not a matter of self-sacrificing. That is not love. If you love somebody, they wouldn't want you to sacrifice. I'm learning how to take care of myself, how to honor myself, how to honor my body, how to value my body, how to sit alone in silence and pray. I'm learning how to be whole with myself, in myself, without any external factors. And so doing, what I'm discovering in terms of wholeness is that when I can't be with myself, I'm going to attract people who I will pour into, hoping they don't leave me. But as a person who's whole, I attract people who don't need me. And that is the blessing. It's really a beautiful honoring of myself and my relationship with God. And as a single person who really does love God, when it's time for me to start dating, and I'm gonna let God work that out, right? When it's time for me to start dating, I'm choosing wholeness. I'm choosing an equal, not someone I have to self-sacrifice and compromise my values to myself, my boundaries, my love of me. I don't want that ever again in my life. And so I'm very thankful to God for leading me to this book, okay? But also revealing that just that one statement from my birth mother, I've been trying to get back home ever since. My life is a living illustration of God's magnificent design and plan for each one of us. So please, if you're fed by this word, like a giving word, please pay it forward. And remember this: you are God wrapped in flesh. You are the Alpha and the Omega. You are the head and not the tail. You are the beginning and the end. You are the righteousness of God. Whatever God of your understanding. So the God in me speaks to the God in you. And I want you to know that I love you. I love you so much. In that agape way, of course. And I don't have to know your story to know your spirit. You're committed to being whole. That's enough for me. Okay? So again, I'm Dr. Venus, your Hot Miss Millionaire. Thank you for hearing me. And please know that you're loved. And please, if you feel led to, please share this video. I love you, sis. I love you, bro. I love you, allies. I love you, fam. And I will talk to you soon. Goodbye for now.